that could work. But we have to check about it, you have to see, you have to test the market, ask people. And we actually prepared a set of questions and we asked around 300 people in Finikudes. It's like this popular area. And from there, we found out that people were actually interested.
And I was telling Kamal, what are we supposed to do? Like, where do we start? Where do we begin in, like, to reach our goal? And it seemed so far away. And then we just forgot about everything. And we just started, like, for example, saying, today we're going to do this. We did this. And then everything led to each other. Like, we never knew we were going to reach.
I'm Farah Shammas. Welcome to Hotel Talk. We hope you enjoy listening to this friendly conversation between people connected by real life in hotels. So today, everyone on Hotel Talk, I am so excited to have with us the youngest guests, barring, of course, my own children when they did their episodes. These are three lovely young gentlemen who I had the pleasure to meet because of this amazing industry that we're in. They are based in Larnaca, Cyprus, but originally from Lebanon, so my home too. And I feel exceptionally proud to have Lebanese people living in Cyprus doing so much good and I believe changing the world little by little. So we have George, Jad and Kamal here, who are the founders of Benego, which is a food app that you will see actually probably by the time this podcast episode is even released and be able to order food from, which will include St. Raphael's food. And I'm going to let them tell you all about this. But first of all, boys, welcome.
Thank you.
We're going to start off. Can you tell us a little bit about you? Tell us a bit about your company, but also about you. Where did you guys meet? How did you get this idea? And what exactly is Benego?
Okay, so I'm going to first start by explaining what Benego is, and then I'll let Kamal
tell the story
behind it and how we met. So Benego basically is a food delivery app, like any food delivery app, where we allow hotels, coffee shops, bakeries to sell the surplus food that they have for a discounted price. So for example, for San Rafael, when the buffet ends, we allow them to sell the surplus food that they have at a discounted price. And anyone can order it through the application with delivery and everything included. For buffets, it's going to be a meal. And this meal would be really cheap and really good quality from
of course. I mean, hello.
Best quality from a 5-star hotel, basically. And our main goal is to help the economy. We're going to provide good quality food for a cheap price. It's going to help the hotels reduce costs. And most importantly, it's going to help the environment regarding sustainability.
Yeah, food waste is a huge issue. Yeah. And as you guys know, I've told you many times, and I hope the listeners know, sustainability is so important to us here at St. Raphael.
Hotels around the world are trying to become more carbon friendly, but food waste is the critical point where they're not being able, because if you want to have luxury, you need to have these huge buffets with a lot of meats, variety for people for basically luxury. So that's where we come in place. And
there's even apps now that can, it actually takes pictures of the food and the weight and then can measure your food waste. Yeah, it's quite clever. We're looking into getting that. Well, I have to say, we are quite lucky in St. Raphael Resort because you're
open to ideas.
Not only that, thank you, but also we don't have as much food waste as I think other hotels similar to us, because we gauge our clients, we know who's eating where, and then we can we try and reuse the surplus. But our biggest food waste actually comes from what's on people's plates, and that's why we're trying to. Even though, my father always says we're not in the business of education, but we try to educate our guests and say, look, you can go up and refill from the buffet as many times as you want, but just don't put 20 croissants on the table for the family when you're only going to eat 2. Just get one at a time. Don't put a whole bowl of berries on your plate. It's insane. So I think it's very intuitive of you guys to see that gap in the market and do something about it.
And honestly, we also look forward to educate people as well on food,
of course,
and the food waste. Like you said, we can have programs built within our app to tell people, okay, when you go to a buffet, make sure to get the right amount, like you said, like not 20 croissants for a full family. So I think education mixed with innovative ideas like we did, and an extra bit for the hotels and businesses to actually profit from these disposal costs, like we help them
and at
do.
least cover their costs.
Of course,
Exactly. So yes, Kamal, you were the first one I was in touch with on LinkedIn. So tell
Mrs.
us
Farah, first, I want to thank you for inviting us here. Honestly, it's a pleasure. And second, our story behind Benego, how it worked, how we met. Actually, it was a funny thing. So my mom's friend, she came from Denmark, and there was an app in Denmark called Too Good to Go. And basically, she came back to Cyprus. She's like, "Oh, Kamal, you like business, right? So let's talk." And we actually sat and talked for like 2 hours. And she said, "Yeah, this app, they help businesses reduce food waste. They work with bakeries, cafes. So it's good." So I'm like, "All right." And she was like, "Can you do it in Cyprus?" And I actually went to the bathroom after, and I called Jad. I'm like, Jad, look.
and you two knew each other from school.
Yeah.
And I just want to interject and tell the listeners. So we just said that you started this around a year and a half ago.
Yeah, September. Yeah.
So this was about a year and a half ago. And you boys are now only 17.
Yeah.
So at the time, you were 15, 16 years old. You were 15 and the other, 16. Because I love that. Yeah.
Yeah, but we knew each other before. Like we had a few
you at school together?
Before. Yeah, we went to school together. But we weren't
what
that
do you mean when? You're still at school?
Yeah. Like
you're still at school together?
We're
still. Okay. And so you're still in the same class? Or
we're still in the same class.
Exactly. So you knew each other from then, school. You're super close friends. Okay, so Kamal, you went to the bathroom. Yeah, okay. Yes. You're like, 1 minute, you called Jad?
Simple. I'm like, look, let's meet, talk about it, and let's try to do something, because we tried doing many things before. Especially with like...
So this isn't your first business?
Yeah, like online businesses with like clothes. I love it.
The three of you?
Yeah.
Okay. So you've always, the three of you, had the entrepreneurial...
Yeah, the fire. We just want to actually achieve something.
You see, that I'm interested in. Where did that come from? Each of you. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, I think.
1. Come on, George.
Let's start from over there.
So,
okay, we'll go back to that question. Let's finish this story.
The story,
and then we'll
essentially, I just called him, and he was like, that could work. But we have to check about it, you have to see, you have to test the market, ask people. And we actually prepared a set of questions, and we asked around 300 people in Finikudes. It's like this popular area. And from there, we found out that people were actually interested in ordering discounted food at a discounted price. Food waste, surplus food at a discounted price. So it was just from then, and we're like, it could work, and we actually reached out to you, which is the first hotel that was actually open to us. Yeah,
well, that's nice.
Yeah,
there you go. So okay, but there's still a long way to go from a phone call of hi, okay. So you called Jad, and then when did George come in?
So George, if I called George first, we would have just said, "You want to go play basketball or something?" Like he wouldn't, because it's such a huge thing to do. And that time we didn't think of big things.
Yeah.
So we changed our mindset, our attitude, and we're like, "Look, what if?"
What if?
That simple question of what if. Hopefully, it's going to change our life, and it will.
Boys, my grandfather had 2 partners, and they started a construction business. And so they were 3 men, young at the time, not as young as you guys, but and they were said about them that the 3, they did so well, and the construction company until today, I don't know, it's 80 something year, and it's one of the largest in the Middle East, and it did so well. And they say the reason why it did so well is because the 3 partners balanced each other. They were like a car. They said one was the engine, one was the steering, and one was the brakes.
Yeah.
So to have that balance. And so I like that you said, I called Jad on purpose because he was the one that would have. And then George later.
After he called me, I closed the call, after we talked about it, I actually thought, it might actually work.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's that second decision that we took.
So there's a phone call. There's 3 young guys at school, 15, 16 years old. Let's do this. And then, okay, but then you don't know how to start a company. You can't legally do it on your own. You need your parents. there's investments, there's time.
Of
You've
course.
got your studies. A levels are coming up. It's like
Yes.
the busiest time.
Mhm.
So I mean, this is a lot to take on. How did you then go about
Mrs.
doing
Farah, honestly, our biggest, let's say, step that we took is doing the market research, which we had to go to Limassol, Paphos, all around Cyprus, and just ask
Yeah.
people, would you
And
be
you
interested?
did that just taking buses
Yes,
and going.
buses.
and
Yeah,
doing
yeah,
and
buses
then-
going.
Simple.
your parents weren't driving you around, or there wasn't
We're
a
coming
driver.
back from school, going to the station,
Yeah.
coming back, and we're
Studying
sitting
in the bus while we
Studying
had
in the bus,
exams.
yeah.
like doing our homework in the bus as well.
Amazing.
But-
And I imagine your parents were
Yeah.
super supportive.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
even
yeah.
at the start, they believed.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
see the
Because
vision,
that's one of my
like we
questions here. Like, what role has have your parents?
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
at the same time, before going buses, the hard thing as well was to research because we didn't know. Okay, we knew about Too Good to Go, but how did Too Good to Go make money?
Mm.
How did the restaurants, like the logistics work?
Yeah,
How did
to
everything
form a
work?
plan,
So
basically.
Yeah.
we actually went to Cafenero, was our office back then.
Yeah.
We used to
Really?
go there and write this business plan that we had back
Yeah.
then, and it took us a lot of time. It took us
But
like
Who
before-
taught you about business plans?
Yeah, so before the business plan, I was walking with one of our friends in Lebanon. His name is Ronnie. And I was walking, I saw McLaren. Instantly, I took my phone out. I sent a picture to George because we like cars a lot. And as well as Jad. But I saw McLaren and there was a phone inside. And it was cut, it was a convertible. So I saw across the street, there were two guys drinking orange juice. So I'm like, possibly it's for him. There's a phone in the car. I just went to the orange juice guy. I'm like, sorry, but there's your phone in the McLaren. And he was actually Lebanese as well.
Yeah.
So I just took the chance. I'm like, look, we are doing this business. We are doing this thing that we could, help people actually make an impact. And he was like, yeah, of course. I have this friend. His name is Gio. And he's a developer. He's our developer for
Okay.
now, for Benego.
yeah.
And yeah, it was just from then, from that
Wow,
orange
by
juice.
chance, like
Yeah,
from.
by chance, yeah. Gio
You
has
see,
been
when you throw out your wish to the universe,
Literally, yeah.
the
I was just
universe
gonna
will
walk
answer.
away. I didn't think that he would help us with anything, but he had a McLaren. So I'm like,
If you don't
obviously,
ask, you
yeah,
don't
we
know.
gotta grab, the
And
opportunity up.
as you
so.
said, he ended up to being our developer, and
Yeah.
he's really supportive. He helps us with the business and everything.
Wow.
He told us, look, we thought it was just like a simple PowerPoint that we had to present to
Yeah.
the hotel, but there was a lot of things like business plans, logistics, the delivery,
Yeah.
SWOT analysis, and all this, and we didn't have that
Yeah,
much
because people
time.
learn this at university, not
Yeah,
at your
exactly,
age. Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, and we were year 4, so we didn't even get to choose business and these yet. So we still we didn't even learn anything at school.
Yeah.
But we started researching, and we got.
Did your parents help you, or were
Yeah,
you
at the
guys?
end-
General advice, right?
Yeah.
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 But at the end of the day, our parents have been supporting us really. Like if we didn't have them, we couldn't have reached where we reached because
Yeah.
other parents maybe would have just laid the idea
Yeah.
down and
Dismissed
didn't-
it,
Yeah.
put it down.
Or they're
not
having a bad
believed.
day, and it's just from
Yeah.
that it burns out the fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a kind of advice I would give to parents: is just actually look at your kid,
Yeah.
listen to him,
Yeah,
sit
be
down
there.
and listen. Even if you're having a bad day, there, it's something valuable to talk with your children.
Mm.
Yeah.
That's how I see it.
Yeah.
Remember what you felt when they were first.
Yeah.
When you
Yeah.
wanted to have a child.
Yeah. Oh, that's lovely. Well, you just answered another question there. Well done, guys, as if I'd sent them to you. Yeah, I
It's
couldn't
a
agree
sequence
more.
of stuff that happened, and
And it's
led
very
us.
important to give. I did an Insta post on that yesterday because I was wearing this beaded, very bright coloured necklace that didn't match at all with a very serious grey business suit I was wearing. But I said, my daughter gave that to me in the morning and she said, Mommy,
Oof.
please put it on. And her opinion matters more to me than other
course,
people.
It's a sentimental.
And so I left
Yeah,
the
yeah, of
house
course.
wearing it. I came home wearing it, and she was over
Yeah.
the moon because she made that with love.
Yeah.
Whereas I thought if I just dismiss it and say, well, it's not very
It's
nice
for
or not
business. Yeah,
important,
yeah.
it doesn't match me,
Yeah.
it crushes you at a young age.
Yeah,
So,
you're right.
And
yeah.
this thing we gotta build, like having that kind of connection between sentimental stuff,
Mm.
making value to them, because even
Yeah.
if it doesn't fit with your outfit, it's something that it's valuable.
Who cares?
Yeah,
It's just
who
an
cares?
outfit
Exactly.
one day.
Yeah.
I think people take everything too seriously.
Yeah.
So tell me about this entrepreneurial streak. I'm going to go. Okay, so I'll start with Kamal. How did that? Where did your entrepreneurial streak come from?
So my entrepreneur, journey started 2020. It was December 25th. I decided to open a clothing brand
Mm-hmm.
with my family name Zeineddine, And actually, here, my best friend Jad, he was the only one that supported me with the websites because he's our CTO actually for Benego.
Mm-hmm.
He was helping with the websites, putting every design on the website.
Mm.
And it was just from then that I realized, look, I can actually do something with my time.
Yeah.
And it was
And better
from
than
then.
just hang around and, you know, go off the bandwagon or hang out with the wrong people or, you know, drinking coffee and wasting your time.
I would say
actually
balance. I would say balance. I was still going
I'm
out.
not saying not having a social life, don't get me wrong, but
Yeah, of course. It was just from then I realized we can make a change with the right people, with the right energy, the right plan.
I love that.
There's just a vision that I can see.
What
in the
about you,
future.
Jad?
Well, like I hear the story of my dad, like how he started his business. Like he went to France at a young age. He was working like as a doctor, like studying being a doctor, and at the same time he had shops. Like balancing these two stuff. Like imagine being a doctor and at the same time you have like a business. Yeah. So like hearing his story and how he actually like did it all, like it inspired me actually.
Yeah.
Like to do something myself.
Oh, that's lovely. And George?
We want to ride Porsches together.
Yeah, but it all started, I think, as well during COVID. During COVID, I used to play basketball before COVID a lot, and my dream was to become a basketball player. And after COVID, training stopped, and I stopped training and everything. So I got laid back, I got lazy, and I started staying at home. And then I wanted to open something. I tried to open reselling shoes, doing stuff, but I kept failing. And I came to Cyprus. I met Kamal and Jad, and we started.
Before then, you were in Lebanon still.
Before that, I was in Lebanon. I came here 2021, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, and I met Kamal and Jad. We started doing a few small things online,
specifically.
Yeah, and then I just got I found Kamal, who's like, as he said, Porsches. He likes Porsches like me, and we like similar stuff.
Yeah.
And the three of us don't like these things because they're materialistic and stuff, but just because they show the image of hard work and everything that people go through before it. And we try as much as possible to stay ourselves because everyone say money changes you and stuff. But what we want to do is we want to have money and we want to have everything, have family, friends and everything, but stay who we are when we didn't have anything.
An example
and when we
to
had
the younger people, when we grow up.
We don't want to exploit money and, this is just, it's a motivation.
Well, money is the cherry on the cake. It's not.
Exactly,
it's the success and the hard work and the feeling of purpose and that is the main part. But definitely money also gives you freedom and then you can do more good with it.
And as well,
I think we shouldn't be afraid of money either.
But
it
helps a lot.
To be even more raw, honest, we went through a lot of fights, through a lot of times where we didn't believe in ourselves and altogether. And I think these kind of moments is God tests us, honestly. He tells you look, I'm gonna give you this test. If you pass it, you're actually meant to reach your potential, your destiny. This is where you're gonna go. And
we fought a lot of times. People think because what they see, they don't see what's inside, the raw parts of us where we fight a lot and everything. But I think we learn every time we fight. So every time we fight, we learn from it and we become better and we start understanding each other more. Because at the end of the day, each one of us is a different person. And seeing each other every single day, 24/7, and working in hard times, stressful times, it's helping us grow and become better.
A message to the viewers: never give up.
Yeah,
simple.
Never give up.
Know the people around you who is worth fighting for and who is worth sacrificing for and who isn't. This is really important because we lost a lot of people reaching where we are now, and we know that we're going to lose even more throughout the way.
Well, there's people who will support you genuinely and others that will be jealous. And
of course,
and that's okay, but it doesn't mean that you have to.
Did you experience that in the hotel industry or no?
Definitely. You experience that all through life. In every industry, in every stage of your life. There'll always be genuine well-wishers and supporters, and they often come from where you least expect it. And then your closest friends will never be the ones who will support you, really. And it's heartbreaking. and you learn to live with that. And then you have to weigh up, are they really my friends? Are they not? But sometimes they are, but they, in their own way, they can't do more.
You think it's envy?
And then many times it is envy, and many times, but you have to just let it go.
Yeah.
You have to just let it go, not let it consume you.
Fester you.
And as you said, learn what's important and who's important, and just keep strong, and not compete with other people. That's always been my biggest thing. Like there'll always be someone out there better than you,
The bigger
and there'll
shark,
always be people out there to criticize you, always. But the ones criticizing you are always behind, like the ones ahead and not looking back. So just keep looking forward and never compete against others. Like for me, I'm never, even in the hotel industry, I want hoteliers on here. I want to promote their hotels. I want to help them, because then we'll all benefit. The island will benefit. So I don't have this. The only person I'm competitive against is myself every year, like professionally and
so you
personally.
versus you.
Me versus me. I just want to be better than me.
I mentioned of like Apple. You know what Apple does? Apple compares its new iPhone with the other iPhones it has. It has never compared itself to other.
Yeah, exactly. I love that. So, okay, we've spoken about where the company came from. What were you most afraid when you thought, okay, we'll start this company, we're young? What has scared you the most?
I think I know,
Time.
Because time, first of all, because of universities.
Yeah, I was going to say,
like we're running out of time, and if we don't have anything important, we're not going to be able to like pursue this path. And other than that, when we had our first meeting with the developer after the McLaren story that Kamal told
we were
you,
like,
I was actually outside my house, and I called Kamal, and I was like, because we had a list of a lot of things that we had to do, and we didn't know anything about them, business plan, everything. And I was looking, it was sunset time, and I was telling Kamal, what are we supposed to do? Like, where do we start? Where do we begin in, like, to reach our goal? And it seemed so far away. And then we just forgot about everything, and we just started, like, for example, saying, today we're going to do this. We did this, and then everything led to each other. Like, we never knew we were going to reach here, be on Hotel Talk in March.
Actually, you can ask anyone in school. Like last year, every single break, like during school, was us working in the library, finishing stuff, creating tasks, scheduling meetings, seeing which hotels are open at this time, where like the bus time to go to Limassol, to Paphos. This is us.
And I remember you told me you went all the way to, I think, was it Ayia Napa or Brozaras, and then
they got
and they didn't even see you.
He was having a massage. See us,
and then you were on the bus, and
it was also rainy, so like
that was the most, not depressing, it was the most like
motivation.
Like we were like, guys, like this is gonna happen now, but like in a couple months we're gonna forget about this. Like, don't,
And one time as well, I think the bus was late. I was in Limassol with Jad, and we thought that we missed the bus, and it would have been disastrous if we did.
Wow.
And I want to just add one point about what we said in the breaks. Miss Farah, honestly, every break we were going to the library and sitting together, and a lot of people took that personally, like my friends, because I'm living here in 6 years in Cyprus. I built a lot of friends over the years, and to see them like take it personally, like as if I don't want to talk to them, it's like it gives you this kind of look like oh my God, this is actually gonna build something. Like people are, going and distancing themselves away from me for a reason. It was always for a reason, and now just it's solidifying. Actually, like we're in Hotel Talk, we're gonna start soon. It's surreal, honestly.
But just remember, boys, anyone who makes you feel uncomfortable or bad for something, it's because really that's a reflection of themselves. So
you're right.
They feel uncomfortable because maybe you're an example to them or reminding them of what they could do, but they're not doing it. Of what they should be doing, maybe they're not. Not that all young kids should be entrepreneurs and doing. I'm not advocating for that, but you are doing that, and that's admirable. And many wish that they had the courage to do that, and they don't yet. So in seeing it in you, it's normal to have a little bit of envy, a little bit of unease, and this will happen throughout life. even on little things like, if you go out for dinner and someone says, oh, I don't want to drink tonight, everybody says, oh, come on, have a glass of wine.
Yeah.
It's not because they care about that one person doesn't want to drink. It's they care about themselves being made to feel awkward for being the one that's having
You're right.
drink
alcohol when they don't need to.
But-
so it goes on and on and on throughout. So just always be yourself, be authentic, and
Because as well, actually, like a month ago, we found out that people we didn't even know at school were talking bad about us. Like people we didn't even know existed were
and shouldn't have cared.
criticized and shouldn't have cared exactly. But they criticize, and some people they don't know what they actually feel themselves, so they just criticize, but they don't know why they need some kind of
reason.
Yeah.
And the first time we got criticized was at the Cyprus Diaspora Forum. Kamal actually got criticized.
So we actually had a talk with like a round table with George Logothetis.
Yeah.
And honestly, an amazing guy. He got us right to the heart. He inspired us a lot.
Yeah.
But on the way out, there's a photographer. And he came up to me. The first thing he said, don't do it. It's not going to work. You're going to lose money. Trust me, Refile. Don't work. It's not going to work. I'm like, okay, do you have a reason? He was like, I know Too Good To Go in Denmark. It's losing a lot of money. I'm like, okay, even if we're taking this big leap for a reason, like it's a risk, you have to.
I get so
like,
annoyed. There's a risk in everything. You never know until you try. And always think, what is the worst case?
Yeah, exactly.
The worst case is it's not the next Apple or Nike or whatever coming, but I will learn something. And then from that, I would have met so many people and I move on. Maybe you'll all one day say, no, we're going to all do our separate businesses. And maybe one of you will call me and say, Farah, do you know anyone you've met me, or you've met, whoever has gone along I'm not saying about myself, but I mean, anyone who you've now been at the forum, you've been on this podcast, 100%. You're going to go on to other things. So everything is a stepping stone in your life's journey. And there's no reason why it shouldn't be a success.
Yeah.
And even if it isn't, you've had an amazing university level of education.
Yeah.
So I just think people are so afraid of making, and don't listen to the haters. You just be authentic and keep your positive energy. Yeah.
But it's good that we also have supporters. Like we're talking about like people that criticize us. We also have people like our friends that actually go out and like ask us like how was it? How was this meeting? How was this?
Yeah.
Like we support you. They like tell us, oh, we know this person. They contact them.
Yeah.
Like we also have supporters.
We appreciate
Of
them.
course. It's obvious,
And people we didn't expect them to do that, they are doing that. And as you said before, your friends don't do it, but some people don't expect.
The main point is you learn a lot.
Yeah.
For anyone starting anything, you just gotta, take that risk and take that leap.
Well, that's what I was going to actually ask. What would your advice be to other teenagers who are listening?
Yeah, I would say that if you don't know where to start from, just start from what like the first thing you know. Like for example, we didn't know where to start from, but we knew that we had to do, for example, research about food waste in Cyprus. We started from that, and then when we found out about this, we found out about how much hotels throw, and then we thought about the idea of including hotels in this app, and then it just led to
snowboard. That's what happens. Okay, and where do you all see yourself in 10 years' time? I'm going to start with George.
I just wanted to add something for the question before that. I want to say the most important thing is surround yourself with good people. Honestly, good people.
And positive people.
I was lucky to find these two people here.
These two dudes.
Yeah, I'm honestly lucky, and I say like don't surround yourself with anyone. Choose your friends and choose who you go out with.
Yeah.
And as well, don't be blinded. Like if someone is being good to you, but at in the important aspect or part he's not, then he's not a good friend. He's just being nice to you because he's an acquaintance and he sees you every day. And that's what I learned, especially this year.
Oh, so 10 years' time, Jad, let's start.
10 years' time.
Where do you see yourself in 10 years' time?
Well,
dream big.
Okay. Traveling.
Okay.
Hopefully on a private jet. On a private jet, like an electric one, actually.
Electric. Let's see. Maybe by then. Let's see.
More sustainable.
Faster.
Yeah.
hopefully with these two people here, we're going somewhere, traveling, maybe back to Lebanon, visit our families there, joining like all our families there.
and working in what?
Working Benego.
Yeah. Okay.
I want to say in 10 years, like first of all, Benego is a step that we're gonna take that we can use to expand to everything. All types of industries, philanthropy, everything, like, shipping, sustainably, of course. We're trying to revolutionize anything, like every industry, we're trying to take it, tweak it a bit and make it unique, make it something that could actually help people. And I was actually talking to George 2 days ago about, like, when Benego actually starts and running, the money that we're going to get is just a step that we're going to take to expand to everything else. Like in every industry, in every aspect of the world, every corner of the world, we're trying to make it unique, make it, revolutionary at the end of the day. And I think, that's the 10 years image.
Yeah.
And you
in Switzerland, actually, specifically.
In Switzerland.
Laura Piana, we're going to be shopping clothes, me and him, with,
is that from the Gestalt guy?
Yeah.
So, So, we have all those little stuff we want to do, like going to Switzerland, traveling, going on a cruise ship. He loves cruises.
Okay.
But most importantly, as Kamal said, Benego is a stepping stone. And we're not only we're not this type of person who's gonna just focus on one industry. We really want to expand, and anything we can get our hands on, anything we can get,
build schools all around the world, hospitals,
help people, give back.
This is what we want.
We're gonna do it. Like, we're not gonna stop before we do it. Like everything, literally everything, like buying planes, schools, any type of business, because what I learned about myself and what I can speak,
we can share,
is that we don't like for example, one specific thing. Like, we don't want to specialize in medicine or something. But yes, I want to own a hospital where I can help people and guide people to become doctors. And at the same time, I don't want to study business and just go into, like, for example, financial money or something. And we also we like everything, and we don't want to limit ourselves to one certain thing. That's why we want to try everything, experience everything, get our hands on everything, learn.
Well, it's growing. It's good to focus on one thing at a time.
Yeah.
But it's nice not to put yourself in that stereotype. So you allow that room for growth and development, because you might start off in one thing and end up doing something completely different. They say that even for social media now. Before, it was all about, choose your niche. And now it says, no, just be you. Because if you have a niche in 5 years' time, that's not who you are anymore.
And if you're not, you're
then you're stuck talking about, I don't know, the spare parts of cars. And now you're interested in, boats or whatever. And you've got a different audience. So just be you.
Adding something what George said, having all these businesses. But I think, personally, and I think George and Kamal agree with me, I want to be in the business. I want to go to the shop. I want to experience, talk to the customers, see what they feel about
the delivery drivers. Hello, how are you? Everything.
Even Benego, I want to be driving one delivery. Seeing the customer.
Living it.
Yeah,
I love that. Right, let's. I'm going to ask you your favorite quotes, but let's start with a bonus question. Pick one each, and you get to answer something completely different and random. So, boys, this is. Our team at the hotel all get to ask questions. We put them in this crystal bowl, and each guest on Hotel Talk gets to pick one and answer it. I'll read them out. So we'll start with George. What is the most challenging aspect? Oh, well, that's not for you. Go again. Let me see. Let's go and see what it is. So, well, we've answered this already. What is your bigger dream?
Let's try another one.
We're going. Let's see if this one's good. Okay, what's the best facility you've enjoyed at a 5-star hotel?
Best facility? Sauna and spa.
Oh, really? In all of them? That's what you like the most?
I love it because, when we go to hotels or anywhere where there's some kind of thing, we go pool, cold shower, sauna, and like steam room. This is
Well,
amazing.
luckily for you, we have just renovated completely our sauna.
Really?
So we have a
Yes.
brand new sauna at San Rafael. So next time you come,
Okay.
we'll let you
I'm
jump in
coming tomorrow.
afterwards. Yeah, welcome. Okay, Jad, let me read yours. Is there anything that happened recently that you did not expect?
Yeah. Just a little story. During the Cyprus Diaspora Forum,
Yeah.
there's a guy called John Christodoulou.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's a billionaire. He's very famous. He's very influential. And thanks to Mrs. Farah over here,
Oh.
she was talking about us to John Christodoulou, and he came up to us. And actually, I came up to Kamal and told him, "Can I take 5 minutes of your time, like just to like chat about our company?" Then we went on a table with him and we talked about the app. We explained everything to him. He was engaging with us.
He would challenge us a lot as
Yeah,
well.
he was challenging us. So that's something I didn't expect. I didn't expect to like someone that influential to recognize us this early on. You know?
Yeah, and we held up well. Like three of us were talking, we were trying to explain,
Yeah.
and it
On
was
the
nice.
spot.
And his son was there.
Yeah.
He was interested. He was also he was
wearing-
asking questions. He was
Yeah.
being interactive with
Yeah.
us. Yeah, it was really an amazing
I
opportunity.
told you that's why I mentioned you guys.
It was
That's
cold
his
that
son.
night. He was wearing
Short sleeve.
Yeah.
like
Yeah, he's used to colder climates, that's for sure.
yeah.
Yeah. So let's see yours, Kamal.
Okay.
What question do you have? What is one piece of advice you'd give to someone starting out in your career? Well, we did touch on that a bit earlier, but
Yeah.
It's fine.
I'll just answer it and say
Yeah.
the simplest thing. My piece of advice would be to honestly never give up. Like even on your darkest days, try to forget everything that's happening and just understand like better days are coming. No matter how your vision is blurred up and you think you're never gonna actually reach the point you wanna reach, that spirit of not giving up is just by itself, it's beautiful. Like it feels good to you as a person that you're not gonna give up. Like no matter whatever happens, Benego doesn't work, anything, you're not gonna give up. We're gonna stay together. Our hearts actually feel this kind of drive, the passion, the pathos in Greek. And yeah, I think this is just the simplest advice. Don't give up.
don't give
Whatever
up.
you're gonna do.
I love that.
Yeah.
So I always ask everyone favorite quotes. We've mentioned a lot of quotes on this episode already, but hit me with some quotes. And let's start
Let's
with,
see.
George.
I don't know if it's a quote said by anyone important,
CEO.
but it's one thing that I always keep in mind when I'm having a bad day is what is a good day? Like, how do you know the difference between a good day and a bad day if I'm not experiencing this bad day? So what is a good day without
the
a
bad
bad day? Yeah. It helps me a
Yin
lot,
and yang.
especially like, because even if I'm sad, I become happy knowing that a good day will come and a better day will come. So I'm like excited and I try to make something out of this bad day that I have. Yeah.
Well done. I couldn't agree more.
I'm gonna say a quote by Maya Angelou. Okay, so if you don't like something, change it. If you can't change it, change your attitude.
Absolutely. And just keep a positive mindset throughout life, always. And as you rightly said as well, George, always, even if it's not your bad day, look at someone else's bad day, and you're already better off.
Understand
You're
what
already
is-
better off. Yeah.
Yeah. And you shouldn't forget what you felt. in that.
Absolutely.
What if?
Kamal,
What if?
what if? That's
What
your
if?
favorite quote. What if?
What if it works? What if you actually woke up one day and be like, all right, I'm gonna do this. What if you do that? What if?
And
That's
what if
it.
it doesn't
like the
work?
famous poem, yeah. By Rudyard Kipling, isn't it? If.
Yes.
Yeah, if.
If. Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
So, boys, thank you so much for coming. And thank you so much for just being you, for starting this amazing journey that you're on. I'm so excited. I can't wait to see how it develops, however it develops, in whichever direction. I always get so happy when I see people who are such close friends. I think you've got friends for life in each other. And I hope you always remember that and move forward. And I see no reason why your business shouldn't take off and hit the sky. And even if it doesn't go in the direction that you had thought, it might go in other ways. So it's an exciting beginning of your journey, and it is only the beginning. And I really wish you all the best from the bottom of my heart. Wish you health above all, happiness, success, gratitude, and a lot of peace. So,
And just one message to the viewers: all the hotels in the world were coming.
yeah.
To every hotel, we're gonna make you
There you go.
sustainable. We're gonna get all this food and give it to people. Simple.
I love it. I love it. And there's a lot of places and a lot of people who need it. So, and it all started here at St.
Yes,
Raphael.
exactly. This is what
Thank
we're
you very
gonna
much.
do.
Yeah, we really
The stepping
appreciate.
stone. We're gonna get like this kind of stone, engrave it here. This is our first
Benego
hotel.
was here.
Yes, simple.
Yeah, we really appreciate it. Thank you, actually,
Yes,
for the
exactly.
support and everything.
It's really my
It's Farah.
pleasure.
Thank you.
You're like a second mom.
Aw.
Honestly, to everyone comes to the hotel, you're like a mom spirit. You know, like everyone's so
Mommy type.
feels safe.
And
Yeah.
You're not like those hotel owners that no one ever sees, no one ever knows about. You're
Yeah.
here. We always see you around. Every time
Come
we
to
come,
San
we
Rafael.
meet you in the reception.
Thank you, boys.
Yeah.
Thank you a lot. All right. Have a wonderful day, everyone. Thank you for listening. And if you are listening to this, don't forget it is also out on YouTube so you can see what the boys really look like. And if you're watching on YouTube, it's always a pleasure. Over and out from us. I really hope that you've enjoyed listening to Hotel Talk and this episode. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button because it helps us more than you may realize. And also, if you have enjoyed any episode more than maybe another, do share that with as many friends as possible, because whoever gets the most amount of downloads or likes after the first year, we will be donating 1,000 euros to a charity of their choice. So all your listens really help us. If you'd like to stay in touch, don't forget to hop along to St. Raphael Resort and Marina's website, join our Seahorse Club, and email the hotel anytime that you want to come and stay, quoting Hotel Talk to receive an exclusive offer just for you as our valued listener. So thanks once again, and here's to many more amazing episodes with you, our listener, in mind.